Hello, Carnation and Rose class. Today we're going to look at our Circle Time books. We're learning about continents and climates. You remember what continents are, don't you? Well, we're going to look at it right now, so don't worry if you don't remember. So, here are our words on page 1. So we're going to look at the words in day 1 and day 2 first. So our first word here is continent. 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 And the continents are, the continents are made by people or made by the earth. Do you remember? Well, if you look at our map, you can count them. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Are there only 7 places where people live? Well, there are only 7 places that the earth has made. There are 7 continents. And I know you know the names, but we're going to look at them again right now. So, here's our first one. It says Asia. Asia. Asia is an important continent to us. Why is it important to us? Well, we are right here. And right here is a place called Korea. We live in Korea, and Korea belongs to Asia. That's right, Korea belongs to Asia. It means that Asia has Korea inside of it. Now we see here on this map, we see the USA and Canada. Can you tell me where USA and Canada belong? They belong to North America. Canada and the United States belongs to North America. Our next continent is Europe. Europe. And Europe is over here, and we see it's blue. It's right beside the yellow. Asia was yellow. Asia and Europe are connected. They touch each other. And Europe has lots of little countries inside of it. Do you remember any of those countries? I'll give you a hint. The Eiffel Tower belongs to one of those countries. Let's think. Do you remember? It's France. France belongs to Europe. Now, our next continent is Australia. Australia. And you can see all these little red dots. Australia is the name of the country. That's the biggest island. But all of these other little red dots are islands too. And they're all part of the same continent as Australia. And our last continent here is South. South America. South America. And South America is right below, did you guess? North America. And do you see how it goes all the way around? This country right here is Brazil. Brazil is in South America. And do you see how it touches the ocean here? Well, we're going to talk about that in our next set of words. And here are our words on page 6. On page 6, we see our first word, and it's country. Can you say country? And a country belongs to a continent. It's inside a continent. And we see the countries of USA, Japan, China, France, India, and what is that? Germany? Nope, it's Germany. Because the G is beside an E, instead of saying G, it says J. Germany. Germany. Now, do you know what continents these countries belong to? Just like Korea belongs to Asia, some of these countries belong to Asia too. Do you know which ones? Think, think, think. Did you say Japan, China, and India? If you did, you're right. Japan, China, and India belong to Asia. How about this one here, France? What's this picture? It's the Eiffel Tower. And we already talked about that. We know that the Eiffel Tower is in France, and France belongs to Europe. That's right, France belongs to Europe. Now there's one more country here that belongs to Europe too. Did you guess that it's Germany? Germany belongs to Europe. And our last country, USA, you know where that belongs, don't you? It's called the United States of America. So it belongs to which one? North America. Good job. Now, our next word is really easy to say. It's Gulf, Gulf. But it's a little hard to understand. When we say a place is a gulf, are we talking about the land that's brown, or are we talking about the sea that's blue? Well, we're talking about the sea and the ocean. So the blue part we see goes into the land. It goes very close into the land. So it's so close that the land goes all the way around it here. It goes all the way around it here. There's not just one gulf here, there's two. So a gulf is a place, well, it's not just any place, it's the part of a sea or an ocean that goes into the land. And our next word is ocean. Ocean. And you know what an ocean is, right? Well, if we look at our map here, what colors are the oceans? They're all blue. And we see that there are the Atlantic, Pacific, the Indian Ocean, but is that all of them? Nope. There is the Arctic on top and the Southern Ocean down below. So how many oceans was that? It was Arctic, Pacific, Indian, Arctic, and Southern. It's 5 oceans. But, Mr. James, I see this, and this. There's 4. Well, remember, we said the Arctic doesn't show and the Southern doesn't show. And if we look here, it says Pacific and Pacific. The Pacific Ocean is so big, it wraps around a large part of the Earth. Now, our next word is mass. Mass. And mass can mean just really, really big. But today, when we're talking about it, we're talking about a big thing, like a landmass. Did you know Asia is a large landmass? Europe is a large landmass. So a large landmass is a continent. Okay, and now we're going to look at the word coast. 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 And a coast, well, remember we talked about South America down here? And remember what country we talked about in South America? It was Brazil. And in Brazil, this part touches the ocean. It's where it meets. Well, the land where it meets the sea or the ocean is called the coast. The coast is where the land meets the sea or the ocean. So when we talk about a gulf, we're talking about the water, but when we talk about the coast, we're talking about the land. So if I tell you I'm going out to the coast on the weekend, where will I go? Well, I'll go to see the sea. Now, our last word for today is along. Along. And do you see the blue owl? The blue owl is busy going somewhere, and the green owl is being taken along with the blue owl. It means that they follow or they go with. So the water follows along. It goes along the coast. Okay, so those are our words for today. Next time, we are going to work on our exercises. See you soon.